Welcome to MangoBae. Today we're talking about Vivek Ramaswamy's interview on The Breakfast Club. We get into affirmative action, East Asians versus Blacks versus South Asians. Then we start talking about Khalistan with a brief little interlude where we discuss her parents. Yes.
MangoBae, 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 For the exclusive content, don't forget to join our Patreon at patreon.com/MangoBae. Mango.
We're recording, guys.
We're recording.
And welcome to MangoBae, one-stop shop for South Asian recklessness. We are two best boys who are comedians in New York. Usama, Siddiquee, Pranav, Behari, dude.
Behari.
What's up, dude?
So is it Behari? That's now the question. People don't get hosts don't get caught up on Pranav anymore.
Yeah.
Like Pranav Behari. Lately, I've been trying to do a thing though where I just go by my first name.
Oh, doing like a little.
But you know what
Puerto
happens?
Rican footballer.
Every once in a while, like some white host who thinks they're like, with it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, just Pranav. I'll put my name down. I'll
Yeah.
send them Pranav, whatever. Then they'll get up and be like, Pranav Behari. And I'm like, bitch. I said it's just Pranav. All right.
Because once you say only one name, they're like, "I'll show you."
Yeah, exactly.
I'll fucking show you.
Like, I can do this.
They fucking look up Sanskrit.com. Said, please, can I just go behind?
Hey, guys, before we move on, let's get you on the Patreon, guys. We've got fucking over 200 archived episodes. We got bonus content and bonus episodes. We got a Discord server for you, and you get early access to episodes.
Dude,
so
they're fun. They're funny. We say bitch a lot.
Yeah, it's true.
It's good.
True. Bish.
Bishwas.
Bishwas.
You're a bitchwas.
And I mean, I think the archived episodes are really worth it alone
100%.
for the like $5 a month that you pay.
100%, dude.
And the early release is also extremely worth it because you get to hear the hottest takes then.
Right there, right then.
Right there, right then.
You also get the full episode, the bonus convos we have. We get spicy. It gets in there.
Yeah.
We get in there. Y'all are jumping in.
You know what else is on there? There's like 20 episodes of MangoBae After Dark, too.
dude.
Those were very spicy.
Dude, get in there.
I mean, really, it's like should be paying the same amount that you pay for.
The fact that you don't see the intro and just go try to give us money.
It's crazy.
You know?
It's crazy.
Hello.
There are no funnier or better looking South Asian comedians
And it's
out
on
there.
Video, dude.
You know?
It's on video,
That's the
bro.
thing. You get to behold all of this.
You know?
All of that.
Come on, dude.
Okay.
Okay.
My man's in his human trafficking era.
And I take it very seriously.
He does.
You know what
He
I mean?
does.
Okay, I'm basically Russian at this point. Call me Vladimir. And if you're 18, don't apply.
Don't apply.
Stop.
Okay. We're ethical traffickers.
But I have the shipping containers have little holes in them.
Yeah.
For
it's true.
breathing.
Yeah.
You know, I got an Xbox in there. Come on.
Speaking of, New York Comedy Club's got a PS5 in the green room now.
That's a little much.
That's fucking awesome. I
little
walked in
much.
there yesterday. Nico White was playing God of War. I was
Yeah.
like,
But dude,
I don't need the stage time. Let me just stay back here.
it's like if you're farther than the first level at a green room, it's
I
like,
know.
bro, go home.
I know.
Talk to your mom. Like, they should not be like a real experience.
They should just have like Madden or something, and that's it. You
A
know?
full campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
What? Go home. Write a joke. Like, there's a Mario Kart 64 on the outside now of East Village. So like in the not the green room but the bar.
In the bar.
You'll see some Mario Kart 64 players.
Okay, that's more appropriate.
That's very appropriate. It's fun. You get these you get Phil from Chico who hasn't had a spot there in years.
But he's
just
there.
playing.
Yeah.
He's hanging out. He's like, I'll beat anybody with Yoshi. How about a tight five, dude? So you got those people, the kings of Mario Kart.
yeah.
God of War.
God of War. It's like, I mean, I don't know. Do you want somebody playing a campaign and then, oh, hey man, I'm just finishing up Resident Evil 4, the remake, and then you go out on stage and you're all fucking, I was just playing Last of Us. What's up with you guys?
Right.
You guys got any rags? You guys got any rags? Who's got rag? I need a rag.
I played Conker's Bad Fur Day. Come out like, yeah, I like squirrels. I want to fuck squirrels a little bit.
Why not just have a jerk off booth while we're at it?
Yeah,
I mean, truly.
all the way, dude.
Truly.
And you know what?
That's at the Grizzly Pear,
Have
actually.
the comic visible too.
Yeah.
So it was like, good set, dude.
Yeah.
I finished. You know what I'm saying? Have a full peep show.
They do have an informal stroke booth at the Pear, for sure.
It's called Every Green Room
It's
Ever.
called The Stage, actually.
It's called Opening for Louis C.K. Yeah, it's called The Stand. In fact, I'd probably kill harder some sets if I started jacking off more.
Yeah.
At Grizzly Bear. But I love the club. Thanks for booking me.
I love all the clubs.
And I love all the club. We're just joking around here.
Clubs are meant to be a little shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love The Stand. The Stand's probably one of my favorite clubs, but there's something sometimes where I'm like, this is a bit too nice.
This is a bit too nice. The best vibe ever,
in
my opinion, was Lantern fire escape destruction when you have to literally guide hot girls down steps. Remember this? Were you in the?
I mean, I definitely performed there during that time. Thank you.
That was something because you really had to fucking convince
a girl to be like, hey, you want to go to my dungeon?
Literally,
it's not technically mine. It's more like an Airbnb dungeon, you know?
You can stay if you want. And it was like dripping sometimes, and it'd be like all dank, and you'd have like a lantern, literally like, hey, was there.
The dripping. It's like that scene from The Shining where the blood comes out, but it's all cum at the lantern.
That's why it's Shining, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's very Gollum meets Frodo, and then you go down there. The show's great. The show's amazing.
Yeah.
I miss that place. Anyway.
Yeah, the lantern.
I'm legally not allowed to talk about it anymore.
Are you serious?
No, I'm just kidding.
What's up with you, Joe, and the lantern? Are you not like persona non grata there?
No, I used to just book the shows there for a long time.
Yeah.
But
and you got unceremoniously dropped.
Yeah, but that's okay. I was only going to last about a little bit longer anyways.
Well, nothing ceremonious has ever happened there. Except Joe's wedding.
Except for Joe's wedding.
Which is...
Yeah. That's a bit of a heartbreaker, actually. But Joe, you're going to be in the cellar in no time.
You know how I think the universe has its way of like making you, like forcing you out of the nest.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
When you're not ready.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Except I was ready.
For years.
Yeah. You don't feel ready because you're so comfortable there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like being expelled from the womb.
It's important, dude. It's important to leave.
I can see Olivia's been giving you some pep talks. That's some woman shit right there. It's like, anytime the universe comes up, I'm like, that's a girlfriend talking. It's a wife talking. What have I ever heard Joe be like, the universe? Never. Never.
God tomorrow. When God opens a window, I'm like, what, Joe? God. What the fuck? Joe has a ukulele now. Hey, guys, I'm this fucking comic now. You're going to be fine, dude. Joe, you're fucking hilarious, and you're going to be totally fine.
Joe's still in the mix.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the new bookers seem like nice dudes.
Yeah,
they're throwing me some spots, and that's all I need.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if Robbie was like, if you're not doing the lantern, I don't know what I can do with it, man. That was your credit. What are you going to do now with me on the road? You're not a pull
Robbie's
anymore.
like, wait, you're not at the lantern anymore? You're useless to me
You're
now.
useless. Who's going to fill out Soul Joe's for me now? Joe's will be fucking fine, dude.
That was a great Bobby Kelly impersonation, by the way.
Bro.
That was pretty good.
I'm hidden, dude. You don't even know what I'm about. I'm deep in the fucking dark, dude.
This is going to be the rare occasion where the first part of the podcast becomes the Patreon.
I can do all C-list, D-list celebrities. My Rachel Feinstein's amazing.
Oh, God. Why is God so angry at us? You guys listening to this fucking thunder? Right before we started.
It was the biggest I've ever heard in my life.
That was the biggest crack of thunder I think I've ever
God was up there clapping cheeks.
He was clapping cheeks. Dude. Or it was like, this is for the pedophile stuff.
Oh, man.
Honestly, if God was actually there, like looking down, he'd destroy the studio by now.
I don't know. I think he's lifting it up. We're getting more Patreons. I think God likes us. I think we're the only ones who are not being a fucking pain in the ass.
I think so.
You know what I mean? You went on Hudge recently.
I did.
Okay, you had a little bit of a rebirth.
Yeah.
I've always stayed down with the divinity.
Yeah.
I think we stay in the good zone, dude. Of just kind of keeping it.
Keep it
we stay present.
Yeah.
We are in it for the laughs. We're not hurting anybody. We're not trying to hurt anybody for clicks.
That's the thing, dude.
You know, except for Veer Das. That was the only time.
And God, when we did that, God's like, come on in.
We got a bunch of new Patreons.
We had a Faustian bargain with Veer Das. Like, we signed it in the contract. It was like, you must shit on Veer Das if you want to go viral. We're like, but he's a comedy. Do it. Okay. Next thing you know, we're like fucking rolling in it.
That's true.
Dude, I saw a weird, little quick jungly thing.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Lust Stories 2 on Netflix, which is made by all these brown directors.
An Indian one, right?
Indian one, bro. The last one with Kajol in it.
Wait, what? Can you tell me the premise?
It's an anthology series.
Okay.
So 4 stories, kind of 40 minutes each, right? Indian directors.
Yeah.
Fucking, some of them were trash, and one of them was insane.
Wow.
Basically, the story is Kajol is this ex whore who got married off to this like lord guy, who's this rapist, killer, shitty guy, and she has a son, and her whole life she takes all the rapes from her husband, all this shit for her son.
Why is this called Lust Stories?
Dude,
Does not sound.
It's also called Bus Stories, if you know what I mean. After hearing this, so she is like, it's very tragedy, and she's acting amazingly in this. She's doing everything for her son, dealing with this horrific husband. She used to be an ex-whore. She got out of it. The story is, bro, she gets one of the, calls the whorehouse like to check in. Hey, what's going on? One of the whorehouse.
She calls in.
Hey,
Guys,
how
I
y'all
gotta call
been?
in today.
How y'all been? Y'all good? What's going on? Happy July 4th. And she talks about the madam talks about this girl who got AIDS, right? Yeah. So she gets an idea. She's like, oh, I'm gonna bring this as a servant. My shitty husband's I know him. He's gonna seduce her.
Wait, what?
Fuck her, get AIDS.
Wow.
And die, right? I'm like, whoa, this is badass. And then the final scene is her like on the bed, and she hears like this like sex sounds, like, and she's like smiling, like, yes, my husband is fucking him, this girl. She walks outside, and her husband's right there, like on the ground outside, and she still hears the sex sounds, which means it was her son.
Oh.
And then it goes to black. I'm like,
No. That is fucked up.
Dark.
That is so dark.
And you see Kajal's face, like, this bitch used to just see a tree and do this.
Yeah.
And now she's like, her son has AIDS. What a change in our system of movie making. Before it's... and now AIDS.
What a bad message to send. Of like, ladies, you cannot win. Don't even try. That is fucked up.
The guy who's been raping the entire episode, just fucking hanging out.
Yeah.
Drunk, feeling good. And you just hear just the sex sounds. It just goes off on sex sounds.
Oh my God.
And the kid is fucking this girl getting AIDS.
Dude. Horrible lesson.
They build up the kid too. He's like this awesome kid, nice guy, really studious, hates his dad's ways. Build him up as an amazing character, nice guy. But he's like, 15.
That's evil.
It's brutal.
You know, it kind of reminds me of Forrest Gump a little bit.
It's worse than that.
In the sense that, yeah, you're right. It's way worse than that.
I'll say it's worse than that.
Immediately.
This is like the Pixar film that I saw. What are you talking about?
You know why? Because it reminds me of Jenny. It's like the movie sends a horrible message to women where it's like, listen, guys, if you don't fuck the weird kind of spectrum-y guy with a buzz cut in the deep south, you're going to end up with AIDS and he's going to own the stock in Apple.
Dude,
okay?
No women has had a good storyline in the 80s.
No.
Well, which one was the Reg of the Nerds where she...
Oh, God, yeah.
Hey, check the Darth Vader mask before he fucks you.
Before he fucks you.
Okay?
Wild.
Or if he fucks you so good, it won't be rape anymore. He'll just be a guy who fucks.
Yeah, I know. That was a very disturbing message.
Woo!
God damn.
Disgusting.
The media is evil. What's up, Joe?
Isn't it statistically unlikely to get AIDS if you're the
guy.
man
Sure.
with a dick?
Sure.
Sounds like you Googled this, Joe.
As long as you're not receiving.
Sounds like
Joe,
you frantically Googled this before.
COVID screen here. Right.
So I dated this girl,
What?
and she's like, we can have sex, but you have to get an HIV test.
Oh, yeah.
So I got an at-home HIV test.
What is that? You just swabbed and then threw it in the trash?
You swab it and you...
That was the Google search he did. That was his HIV
Do I have
test.
AIDS?
Well, first of all, let me say, I got the HIV test, but then I went and did the laundry because the only thing worse than finding out you have AIDS is then you got to go do the laundry
yeah,
after.
Sure. So do the laundry first.
But so I didn't have it, obviously. But on a little pamphlet, it showed you the percentages of if you're a gay man, if you're a woman,
Oh, like how many people get
likely
it?
you are to have
Right.
HIV. Straight man was all the way at the bottom,
Okay,
like the
sure.
lowest
And
possible.
gay man was like had 2 bars on it. It had like multiple. It's like 100%.
Gay man was like flaming hot Doritos.
Flaming hot level. Red alert. That's horrific, dude.
That is horrific.
It's horrific, dude. And I was watching that just like, and during the daytime, dude.
That is wild, dude.
You
That
know?
is wild.
Woo.
Okay, I wasn't gonna watch that thing now. It's like an anthology show, right?
Yeah.
Lust Stories.
Lust
I was like,
Stories.
oh God, stop it,
I
India.
know. You're kind of like in a not Indian era right now.
No, I'm in an Indian era. I joke, you know. I don't like Indian Americans.
Sure.
I like Indians.
Of course.
You know.
And that's fine. Speaking of Indian Americans,
Yeah.
you want to jump into our...
Oh shit! Yeah. Did you watch
for it,
that
right?
Breakfast Club interview with
I
Vivek Ramaswamy?
watched like half of it.
Okay.
I think he's a charming guy.
Here's the thing. We made fun of Vivek before.
Yeah.
Right?
We shouted him a lot.
Yeah, and which he deserves.
He
in
for
a
sure
sense,
is a loser,
right?
kind of. But
I thought, like, look, so just to set the stage
he
for
was a good
listeners,
guest, bro. I'm not even going to hate.
Yeah, he was on The Breakfast Club, which is I guess it's a morning radio show with Charlemagne the God, some other rando, and then this chick, Tenzi or something. Do you remember her name?
Some whatever.
Teslin or
Lulu.
something like
Lulu,
that.
Lulu. Yeah.
And Vivek Ramaswamy goes behind enemy lines. Okay, now
Pretty cool.
Vivek is a Republican candidate for president. He's right now polling third behind Ron DeSantis. He wrote a book called Woke Inc. He's like a biotech entrepreneur.
Rich guy.
A rich guy. And
Wants
this guy decides he wants to jump in, become a cultural mover and shaker, essentially.
And again, he's doing the classic political guy points, blah, 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 this great nation. Yeah. But he's doing it in a pretty charismatic way. I don't mind it. I will say this. It's so funny that no Republican could ever say white supremacy exists. You're just not allowed to do it. You can't say it exists. So in the beginning of the interview, Charlemagne's like, well, I just think that the problem is white supremacy is shitty in this country. Yeah. And he's like, you know what's really shitty?
Yeah.
Is other things.
The lack of meritocracy.
I guess if you're a Republican, white supremacy is like, it's like a mosquito. You can't hear it. It is not in your frequency. It's like electromagnetic waves.
So look, here's a couple of things I picked up from the air. The chick who really gave it to him, her name was like Teslin or some shit.
She tried
like
to get
that.
at him, yeah. She's like,
she really tried to get at him. She really wanted to make him look bad.
Yeah.
But he ended up looking good.
Kind of good. Yeah.
You know? That's what happens. Like, whenever you try to go too hard like this, she was saying dumb shit. Like, have you ever been on student council?
Yeah.
She was like, one time in 6th grade, I organized my class against Mrs. Schaefer.
Did you ever take a sack lunch to school? What are you talking about?
It was insane. I was like, whoa, I kind of like Vivek Ramaswamy right now, even though...
But again, it's not even about... Because he's a pretty dumb guy, too.
Right.
It's about, like, when you push the fucking wrong... Because, like, Trump, this is Trump vibes. Where, like, Trump was just kind of staying in the pocket. And then these, like, fucking old Democrats would be like, and then Trump is a bad guy. And then Trump's like, you're fat.
Yep.
You're fucking fatty. Everyone knows you're fat.
You're fat and you're gay. Christie, you're fat, you're gay. You're
the Native Americans on the reservations know you're fat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually, speaking of Trump, I saw on Trump's Instagram, he posted this amazing picture yesterday. I got to just stop real quick. Oh, my God. Trump posted a picture for no real reason. Yeah. Posted a picture of Chris Christie, fupa in full display, asleep on an airplane, and the caption was, taking a little nap after 25 minutes of hard work. It's like, how am I gonna not vote for this guy now? Actually,
dude, it's like the dunking is already over too. Like you're not even president anymore.
It's like
you're not even president. You're
totally
done.
Unprovoked, as I could see. I didn't see
saying.
Chris Christie come out and make a statement or anything. He just felt like
Chris never came at Trump, dude. Chris was like, I think one time he was like, I'm not gonna vote for him, and Trump's like, it's on.
Like,
it's fucking on for the rest of your life.
25 minutes.
Imagine your high school bully. You get married in 10 years, and afterwards your high school bully comes back on Facebook like, you're still fat and ugly, and your kids are fat. It's like this, Chris, it can't take a break, dude. I feel bad for Chris, bro.
I don't for a number of reasons. But after seeing that, I was like, should I like this? Should I like this post? You know? People are going to see that I've liked this post, and I was like, I'm going to like the post. I had to like the post.
That's amazing, bro.
On Maine. And
this is how Trump is repost on the feed.
Trump is stunting on Maine.
Listen, you all were shitting on Trump when he was there. Now you miss him. Now we miss him. I mean, he was funny. That's what it was.
Trump is so goddamn funny, dude.
Dude, and here's the thing, dude. It's like we all want to dunk on politicians, but it sounds weird because we're not like in the power structure.
Yeah.
He's in the power structure doing it.
I know.
He's doing peer smashes.
I feel like that's his populist appeal. He's kind of doing it for everyone.
He's photoshopping like Cherokee headdresses on Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, exactly.
Elizabeth Warren chilling out.
Hey, he's eating a taco bowl. He's like, I love Hispanics or something. And I'm just like, this guy is so wild.
Wearing a sombrero.
He's so wild, dude.
And you know what? And the more I look at Trump, the more I'm like, Melania, you can enjoy a little bit of this. You know what I'm saying? He's fun. He's funny. He's got a job.
He's like, if it were for me, I could end the Ukraine war in one day, in an hour. In an hour. Like, how you going to do? He's like, zip.
Dude, come.
Yeah.
His running mate's like Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Next time, I swear to God, dude, he's ready, bro. I think I never had a problem with
Speechwriter
Trump's
is Larry
vibe.
the Cable Guy.
Yeah, it's a fucking killer, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's. I always wonder because everyone has writers,
Yeah.
right? Trump, I think, writes for himself.
Dude, that's the thing.
He's like doesn't have writers.
I've never like watched a whole Donald Trump speech, but one time I was on a layover
Yeah.
on my way to like I was doing a road gig in like Indianapolis or something. And I was waiting there and the flight was delayed or whatever. We're in like Cincinnati and I see this like old white couple and they got an iPad out and they're watching a Trump speech and I was waiting for 3 hours and the fucking speech went for 3 hours. Like this guy is just riffing the whole time.
So amazing.
It's like crowd work,
Yeah.
riffing with some bits sprinkled in. He is
Bro.
he is a masterful comedian.
He's great. That's Chappelle times.
That's like Chappelle vibes, dude. That's like
And Chappelle after 45 is kind of boring.
Yeah, I agree. Trump is like he stays in he stays in the zone, dude.
He can get a special.
Dude, he is the special.
You know what I'm saying?
saying? He does a special like
Every day.
6 days a week.
Dude, I mean, his meme game on point. And also every medium. All of us have weak mediums.
Every medium.
He's killing every medium, dude.
Social, live.
LinkedIn, VP of your mom.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? It's fucking amazing, dude. He's the best. Trump is. We're
And then you have Vivek Ramaswamy, who's like basically peddling a lot of the same ideas as Trump, but
Yeah.
instead he's trying to be like, hey,
he does have a Trumpy voice, too, if you kind of slow it down.
kind of.
The key. I kind of noticed, like, the key.
Key.
The key is. So he has kind of this Trumpy Republican. And in a weird way,
He's got like that Eddie Munster hairline where it kind
I
of
don't
you
even-
get the widow peak
the
and then
reverse bat sign.
Yeah,
dude.
it's like the bat sign,
Oh my
you
god,
know?
dude, that's what I'm saying, dude. And these, I mean, again, Breakfast Club. What do they know about politics? They just come in, there's incendiary, you know, and they're attacking this guy, and he's too good at the.
he was
back
like,
and
you know,
forth,
he
dude.
was prepared for it, and he was like, "No, go ahead, keep going,
Yeah.
keep going." Here's one thing I picked up on about her, and what irritated me about her, and what made me actually be on his side, was she kept saying, "She's like, so you were just sitting around for 20 years in the country my ancestors built." I was like, "Here we go.
There we go.
This is like the racism that's coming."
Well, this
out.
is the anti-Brown
this is the anti-brown
because
racism.
they're resentful of the Brown upswing.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Which again is based on some things. What was allowed to be immigrated here from brown countries directly affected that, but you know, there's
But it was
definitely
a
some
very good
resentments.
example of how the racism is going to. Because listen, now you have a bunch of people from India. You've got all castes, creeds, colors
It's coming.
coming over, and they're all thriving, right?
It's coming, dude.
And so I understand the resentment. You know what I mean? But you saw in her statement, she's like, "So you've just been sitting around for 20 years." In the country my ancestors built. I was like, this is like white nativist gangs of New York shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get it. The vibe is like, this chick is looking at Indian Americans like
Yeah.
like this, like what?
What
You
happened?
just fucking jumped the line.
Jump the line, dude.
Everything she had to say was about jumping the line, which I
This
thought
is
was
what-
fascinating.
Standard white people saw as Jewish people too.
Yes,
back in the 50s,
exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
all the tailoring shops are not ours.
Yeah.
Now,
All the
listen,
children of tailors going to Harvard. That's when they had
And
the
how do we say that we're just genetically better? How do we let this woman know? Dude, again, okay, the immigration has been different for both of them. I wouldn't even call y'all's immigration.
It's not
you know?
immigration for black people.
I wouldn't
Okay.
say did you have a visa? All right, just get your green card, guys.
Yeah.
To all the slaves, some brown guy in 1850. Just get your green card.
Finally got my work visa. It's terrible, dude.
The one brown guy in 1776. Guys, just get a visa. Hey, stop working so hard. Hey, you guys are really toiling. He doesn't understand slavery. He doesn't get
You
it.
don't have the work ethic. Yeah, he's an
He
idiot.
doesn't get it. Just go to the office. Go to the office and get a thing. I did. Here's the form. Mid Negro spiritual.
Yeah.
The form. Take the form. So I guess our immigrations have been different. You know how we got to this country, sure, right? But the resentment will always stay, right? The same way that if the stealing our jobs thing, it's just like
It's the same
lateral
thing.
version of the stealing our
I know,
jobs.
I know. And like it's wild because now it also brought up another thing in me, which is why I'm like, this is why I never trust South Asian social justice warriors. I never trust them.
Sure.
Ever. I never trust. I see, and I remember this, and this is back when it was I think it was maybe it was either Trayvon or Mike Brown when one of them. I was out there.
You can't yada yada yada.
I wasn't. It was. I'm just trying to remember which protest because I was at a protest, and
you haven't one of them.
I was doing what I thought was my civic duty to like come out, have my voice be heard for some really atrocious shit that's happening.
Right.
But what really disturbed me was I saw at the front of like, marches can be very chaotic and there's different little groups and they're doing their thing, is I see, she had to have been Bengali.
Of course.
Indian Bengali woman just out in front.
Yeah.
Just like darting ahead, being like, no, and she's going off. And I'm like, that is not your place.
The worst.
In this march.
The
Your
worst.
march is back here where I am. You should be back in the Rosa Parks terrain where I
100%.
am in this march.
100%.
You do not have this struggle, bitch. All right? You do not. This is not your struggle. Like, you should be there to be supportive, but being out there in the front trying to lead the march, I never trust brown South Asian social justice.
Whenever you try to go into it, it doesn't even sound good.
No.
I remember I was like, let me call my black friends and check in. I call my boy. Hey, man, you okay? He's like, you're gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop calling me. What? Click. He hung up on me. I'm like,
that's a good prank.
Fuck off,
Is that
then.
Eagle?
Yeah. My boy Chike.
Okay. Chike. Good for you, Chike. Because Chike is such a nice guy.
He was the best, bro.
I imagine him being like indulging you and be like, yes,
he's
thank
like,
you.
Listen, in that moment, we were all like,
Yeah.
COVID was happening too. So it was during COVID.
I know.
Right? So I was like, hey, man. And I was like, you are my black brother.
Yeah.
And I want you to know that I will also sing spirituals with you whenever you need.
Yeah.
And I also wade in the water.
Chike picks up the phone, just Usama. Click. Or you're beatboxing a spiritual.
I'm wading with you in the water with you.
Oh my God.
And Chike's like, dude, we play Street Fighter together, okay?
Atrocious. This is why I find all the like quote BIPOC. It's like, listen, bitch. It's called black. It's called being black in America.
Yeah.
The BIPOC shit, all that shit is the least genuine social justice
It's
stuff.
not real because black and POC have two different completely
Exactly.
ideas.
Other races, East Asian, South Asian, are using black civil rights as a way of springboarding their own agendas because they see social justice as a cottage industry or as a growth industry that they want to get into. I'm talking about, again, like the Saira Rao types, of course, right?
Also, I mean, if we're going to go like who has the actual, pedigree to say this sucks, blacks, Native Americans.
Yes.
But nah.
Exactly.
Bana.
That's true. Bana.
Bana.
Bana, which sounds a bit Jewish,
But
but
I'm still down for
B'nai
it.
B'rith,
Maybe a little
but
bit- sounds like the Baha'i God.
Yeah.
And then we pray to Bana.
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 Which also sounds like what you would say when you see an Indian trying to lead the Black Lives Matter march.
Bana.
Bana.
Also, my best black girlfriend's name is that as well. There's 9 apostrophes in it. Bana. Apostrophe.
I find that shit so infuriating, dude.
Yeah, dude, because I mean, again, it's like I was beat up and ridiculed because I had a bowl cut.
Yeah.
And it was kind of nothing else besides that.
Yes.
And 9/11 happened, and they were like, that's still a bowl cut, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, Jesus. I was just a weird kid.
Hey, Al-Qaeda, get a haircut, bitch.
Get a haircut, bitch. In fact, they were helping me, trying to fucking get me going. I was a weird, scrawny bitch. And again, this racism against Indians is just a fighting against scrawnies.
Right.
We just have a scrawnier body, so we were more shittable.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It's not like it was Indian, or like an Indian thing.
Yeah.
Then again, you go down, right? If you're Muslim enough, there was definitely like a little phase. Which is gone now, by the way.
Sort of is gone.
Ish.
It's ish, right? Ever since you guys joined up with the right-wing Christians to like
It's
be
gone.
transphobic or whatever, it's been like...
Everyone, they saw Qatar be like, gays?
Yeah.
Should be gays. Everyone was like, okay, I think we're done here. And I love that it took, and that's the ignorance of America, that it took left-wing blue-haired ladies like 30 years to understand that we also hate gay people. Like, y'all didn't get it. Y'all didn't get it because y'all didn't really read the Quran. Y'all didn't understand any of it. Y'all were like, they're people too.
I know. Meanwhile, the right-wingers were trying to be like homophilic, where they're like, you want to go to a place where they're throwing gays off of rooftops.
At the mosque, we'd have movie night.
Meanwhile, this guy's nipples are hard as he's saying it.
At the mosque, we'd have movie night. The movie was American History X. All right? Are you kidding me? Guys, watch this documentary that we love. It's
This ought to be a good American.
But they only watch half of it because
Yeah.
they don't want the second part
They
where
want the
he actually
redemptive
grows.
part.
Yeah.
I'm just, So going back to the Charlemagne
Yeah.
interview, I thought that it was embarrassing for the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even have to do anything, and he embarrassed the Breakfast Club. And the thing about this guy that I've noticed is that every time he goes on, like, a talk show and people try to come at him, they end up, like, losing their jobs. Don Lemon, he went on Don Lemon's show.
Yeah.
Got into it in the same way where he was just trying to be respectful and like, well, Don, I respectfully disagree. And Don Lemon's just like, and Don Lemon was like, or wherever you're from. He pulled out that line.
Whoa!
Yeah, he pulled out like a, you people are wherever you're from, kind of whatever.
There's some weird anti-Indian rhetoric that is kind of coming out.
Dude,
And
Indians, we need to be taking our cues from the Jews.
Yeah.
We need to go get like a Jewish masterclass on how to like dodge the nativist bullets.
I wouldn't say master class.
That's
just
true.
like a
That's
strong
true.
guy class. Like a smart guy class.
AP class.
I think you're right that now, again, we've talked about this on MangoBae last couple episodes, that when a minority gets a little uppity,
Yeah.
there's other forces that try to push us down using language, using some sort of energy.
Yeah.
And the Jews did not listen to that.
Yeah.
They figured it out.
Yes.
And there's a little bit of it's not going to work because when the quality of the brains is high enough and the actual people are just good enough at getting what they want, it's just because capitalism means this guy will give me more money than this guy. I'm going with this guy.
Right.
So, no matter how much Pajit you can say, this guy's going to get me more money.
Exactly.
That's the one maybe good thing about capitalism is that it kind of beats racism in a weird way.
Well, I mean, this is like a very this is a tension that
Yeah.
exists in terms of anti-capitalist discourse, right? And in terms of social justice movements in general, and why identity politics is such a idiotic dead end, is that it doesn't really address the actual issues, which are the kind of brutal contradictions of capitalism.
That's what it is.
So, speaking of Asians, though, do you want to talk a little bit about the affirmative action thing? Because it's a good segue.
But before
from
we go
the-
in, I want to say one thing is that Breakfast Club has always been dumb.
Right.
So I don't think it's a wild
It's
thing.
true. It's
Just
true.
Just a quick thing. I remember seeing it. One thing. I remember a grime artist came on Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
A legend, Kano. And he goes on, and then Charlemagne's like, so do you rap about crumpets? This guy who lived in the projects of Britain had a rough life. So like Birmingham Palace rhymes with Alice? So they're dumb. They don't know anything about except their own shit.
I mean, yeah, listen, you might be on the Breakfast Club someday, so just chill.
I will say Charlemagne is actually really smart, and the worst thing someone could do is underestimate him and go on one of those shows. He's smart.
I know Charlemagne is definitely
he's
smart.
mad smart.
Yeah.
Charlemagne the God is 100% brilliant guy.
Very smart guy.
You know? I mean, I remember when he interviewed Kamala Harris, and he was like taking her to task in a really elegant and kind of simple way, and he wasn't even being hostile, and they cut the interview.
Yeah.
They completely cut the
Charlemagne's
interview.
smart. The Breakfast Club is dumb.
The other two people there
not
were
smart.
fully retarded.
Ebro was like, so like Big Ben rhymes with Sven. I swear to God, these guys is not giving any respect to this guy. Anyway, moving on to more Asian shit.
Yeah.
Happy news for Asians, actually.
Kind of.
In
right?
some ways.
It's what's wild is like affirmative action got overturned.
Yeah.
What people
banned.
and this is what people don't want to acknowledge, and this is something that came up during COVID, during the Stop Asian Hate stuff and all that, is that listen, this actually people want to make all the kind of diagrams, line here, there, of connecting it to white supremacy. But the fact is that this was like Asians who were leading the
destroyed
charge,
everything,
the
yeah.
march
Yeah.
against affirmative action, right? The main guy who was his name's Kenny Xu, XU.
Well, it's the Asians who got 95s
Yes.
who are leading the charge again.
Yeah.
Who are like, well, I'm the Asian who I'm the dumb Asian.
Yeah.
I got a 95.
Yeah.
It's those guys.
Yeah.
Got the angriest. And now that it's gone, whew, it's going to be a little tough.
It's tough.
It's about to get more Asian.
Yeah. Now, I'm not making any kind of statement about affirmative action or not, but I think it's a very interesting cultural moment to observe, right? Because it's Asians leading this charge, but Asian media doesn't want to admit that, right? So one statistic that I keep seeing being dropped is they're like 70% of Asians actually agree with affirmative action. I'm like, what?
Right.
I'm like, what?
I will say this.
Yeah.
that Asians have always been about Asians, like the Asian American community.
Yeah.
When it comes to these kind of things, they kind of are like, fuck off, everybody. It's ours.
Right.
It's our way or the highway. And if you'll notice, a lot of you know where the BLM movement didn't go? Chinatown.
Right. I mean,
They didn't walk to Chinatown.
listen,
That's all I'm gonna say, dude.
Facts.
That's all I'm
you
gonna
know?
say.
Facts. And
All
there
right?
have been, listen, all the way for years, even pre-COVID, there's been a lot of tension between East Asians and black communities. You know, you're disrespecting people who come into your nail shop or
Yeah.
whatever, right? That kind of shit. You know, you see like little mini race riots breaking out at the nail salons, like, you know,
'Cause
Vietnamese-owned nail salons.
Who does nails? Asians. Who
Yeah.
loves nails? Black
people,
women.
Black women.
Hello.
Yeah.
There's clash.
truly.
There's a clash there.
Truly. And I think it's interesting. Dude, 70% of Asians don't want to get their ass beat in the street. That's really what that statistic
70% of Asians don't want 155% of Asians. What's the 30%? Like, come here.
The 30%
give it to
are
me.
like, let's go.
30% are kinky ass Asians.
95% of Asian bottle ladies don't want to be thrown in front of a train.
Exactly.
But 5% are like, I'm hard just thinking about it.
So I see a lot of SJW East Asians who are like, actually, no, we hate this ruling. It's
Yes.
like, bitch, you don't hate this ruling. Like,
Oh, of course not, dude. Oh, you want your dumb Asians, quote, quote, that's very relative.
Yeah.
You know, you want the dumber Asians to get in.
Right.
You know? And I get the idea of meritocracy. I mean, I was very in that life.
Right.
Asians everywhere, brown people everywhere. And I, at a very young age, understood that if I was bad at something, it was shitty, a shittier life. I was a violinist.
Yeah.
And
Wow,
this-
you had
this-
like a full East Asian.
this is how I was bad. This is how bad I was, a violinist.
Yeah.
Every chair is a rank.
Yeah.
So the front row,
Yeah,
front
yeah.
first violin,
chair. Yeah, yeah.
Jeremy Ying, right? Valedictorian, fucking Asian as fuck. Didn't even look at the seat music. We just play, right?
Yeah, he was looking. You're just racist.
No, no, he was literally so Asian, and he was good at violin.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, I was last chair. The guy ahead of me, swear to God, had Down syndrome. That's how bad I was at violin. So I understood.
He was playing a banjo.
He was playing
like Deliverance.
He was with
style.
bluegrass.
It was the guy from Deliverance.
Hold on. Before Pranav cancels both of us, finish the canceling on Patreon. Patreon.com/MangoBae.
Your mango bae.